Hello, in this tutorial we will learn how to debug a program in Eclipse. As we see this program, it consists of declaring variables, printing, performing summations, unary decrements, declaring strings, declaring characters, concatenate them, printing the string. What we do usually is to run this program, right click, run as Java application, and then it performs the instructions line by line. Okay, so let's trace this program line by line. How can we trace and why we trace? Assume that you have a very large program and you discover that there is a bug, but you don't know exactly where is the bug, in which line, in which command, in which function, in which whatever. So you can trace this program line by line and move with it step by step, so it can be easy for you to discover where is the bug you have done. So if we right click, debug as, instead of run as, debug as Java application, as we see it also executed the program. So what's the difference between run and debug? In this case you made debug without selecting a breakpoint line. So how can you select a breakpoint line? Let's for example select our breakpoint in line 10, and then let's debug as Java application. It will ask you whether you want the perspective to become as it is or switch to the debug perspective. Okay, let's switch to the debug perspective, and you'll see that this window will get a change. Look at this side, you have the variables. Until reach to this line we have args in those brackets, and in our case they have no values. You have x and is assigned by 8, you have y and is assigned by 7.5, and then printed the summation of x and y, which is 15.5, as we see in the console window. And then the program stopped in this line and waiting for us to continue debugging our program. So what shall we do then? Let's see here, we have step into and step over. Step into is mainly used when we want to go deep to a specific function. Step over will go over the function or over the line. And in our case we may do any of them, it doesn't matter as it is not function. So step over will be like step into, but let's make step over by clicking F6. So let's click F6 after this line. Look here, it goes to the second line, and then the value of x is changed to 33 instead of 8. That's a very high benefit for using debugging. So let's perform this operation. As we see, y is decremented. In this line we declared a string called str and assigned it by hi guys. Look at this window and let's type F6. As you see, a variable str is added with value hi guys. Let's also perform this line, F6. As we see, another variable is added and is assigned by the value d. In this line we will concatenate the value of character c into the variable str, so it will result hi guys d. Look here, as we see the value is changed to hi guys d. And then after this line let's type F6. As we see, it executed this line and printed the value of str. Let's debug again, but starting from different breakpoint. Let's remove the breakpoint from here and then put the breakpoint in this line. And then let's debug now. As we see, the program is stopping in this line. In this line, we only have arcs and X. So it started from here and is waiting for us to trace line by line, starting from this breakpoint line. So when click F6, 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 and F6 to the end of the program. So as we see, we can start debugging our program from a specific breakpoint we are selecting it. Okay, let's now perform step into instead of step over. But first, let's make a function. Let's say it public static void. Let's name it any name, f1. Terminate, yes. And inside f1, let's print inside f1. Inside f1. Okay, so, and let's call this function f1 in this line, for example. And then let's debug our program starting from any point. It doesn't matter in our example. Starting from here, let's debug now. Okay, as we notice, our program is now stopping in this line after performing those previous lines here. So let's now click F5 instead of F6. In this line, it doesn't matter. So let's try. That's after we clicked F5. Now it goes to this line, which is function F1. Let's click F5 and see what will be done. As we see, when we clicked F1 in this line, we go into this function F1 starting from this line, and after that when we type F5 it will perform this line and goes to the second line. Let's try. As we see, perform this line, printing inside F1. Another F5. As we see, it printed this line and then end the function. Let's click F5 again, so it will exit from this line and continue the rest of our program. F5. As we see, then we now starting from this line, F5, F5, F5 until the end of our program. Okay, let's debug again, but make step over through the function, not step into. Debug again. Starting from this line, and then let's type F6. Now we'll type F6 from this line, not F5. So what do we expect? As we mentioned, F6 will step over, not step into, so it will execute this line without tracing its entire instructions line by line. So let's click F6. As we see, it goes to the second instruction and executed this function immediately without tracing its content line by line. So we continue clicking F5 or F6, it doesn't matter in this case. F6, F5, F6, F6. Okay, in this tutorial we learned how to debug a program in Eclipse, how to start debugging from a specific breakpoint, how to step into, how to step over. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.